Ajma'in. We give thanks and praise to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who has made us Muslims. I extend my greetings to each and every one of us by saying Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, today I just want to share with us a very essential discourse. This has to do with what is your status before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Your status before Allah. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran that Inna akramakum inda Allahi atqakum. Today, you and I, one of us, claim superiority. We claim that we are bigger than the others around us. Though Allah said that, وَجَعَلْنَا بَعْدَكُمْ فَوْقَ بَعْدَ دَرَجَاتٍ. We place some of you above the others. Allah said, we do this just to test you, just to put you to trial. And this disparity, these differences, that you are bigger than me in certain area, I'm also bigger than you in other areas. Because that is what we call inequalities. And that what make life balance. That's what makes life balance. Now come what may, you should know your status before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because where you position Allah in your life determines where you also occupy before Allah. Your status before Allah is determined where you place Allah. That is why Allah said that in kuntum tuhibbuna Allah fattabi'uni yuhibbukum Allah. Allah said that, tell them, if you love Allah, if you have affection for Allah, follow me. Follow me. Allah will definitely love you. So one of the things that can, elevate your status before Allah Ta'ala, that can make you to earn the love of Allah, is to follow His do's and don'ts, His injunction, is to follow the Rasul Sallallahu. Today, most of us, we want to do Islam, but not to do it accordingly. Accordingly is what will make you to occupy that position for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is why Allah said that in the Quran. Allah told us that all you who believe, وَمَا أَتَاكُمُ الرَّسُولُ فَخُذُوهُ. Whatsoever the Prophet Salam present to you, hold on to it. Don't disregard it. So the first thing that will make you to hand the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and elevate your status before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is to follow Allah alone. And you cannot follow Allah except you follow the Prophet Salam. You cannot follow Allah except you follow the Prophet Salam. That is why it is said categorically that as a Muslim, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us in the Quran, He said that Ati'u Allah wa ati'u Rasulah. Follow Allah and follow His Prophet. He used what we call waw al-atif. The waw al-atif is a connective waw that connect Allah and His Prophet Salam. Follow Allah, follow His Prophet. That is the first condition for you to hand the love of Allah and for you to also occupy that position of, being elevated before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In kuntum tuhibbuna Allah fattabi'uni. If you love Allah, follow me. That is the first one. Number two, for you to know your status before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's going to be determined with the level at which you have spiritually fortified your state of spirituality. Allah said that, Prophet Muhammad said that, Inna Allah la yanzur ila suwarikum wala ajisamukum. He said that Allah will never consider your flesh. He will never consider your beauty. He will never consider your countenance. But today, how do we rate people? We rate them on the material acquisition. We rate them based on their beauty. We rate them based on their financial strength. No, it said that Allah in Allah la yanzur. Allah never rates you based on your financial status, based on your beauty, based on your achievement. He said, Walakin yanzur ila qulubikum. Allah will rate you based on your spiritual growth, spiritual upliftment, spiritual fortification. How are you purified spiritually? He said, Walakin yanzur ila qulubikum. Allah will look at your soul, your mindset, your heart, wa amalikum, and your deeds. That is why in Islam, the category of human being is human being being categorized based on what? Based on level of spirituality. Allah categorizes us based on level of spirituality. And how do I mean by this? Allah called us and said that قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ زَكَّاهَا وَقَدْ خَابَ مَنْ دَسَّاهَا. He said it is successful. It is successful, that person that purifies his or her soul. So successful is he who purifies his or her soul. وَقَدْ خَابَ مَنْ دَسَّاهَا. And failure is he who failed to purify his soul. قَدْ أَفْلَحَ. So if you want to be successful, you want to have a good status before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you must work on your soul purification. Well, that is the criteria for the rating of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And how do we mean by soul purification? How do we mean? Soul purification, it can be deduced from the kind of act of worship that you engage in. For example, there are certain act of worship that we do. They happen to be, the metaphysical, the physical act of worship. For example, if I spend money, I give somebody money, it is open. But internally, what prompts me to do such an act? I might have the intention that I'm doing it for show off. You don't know. I might have the intention that I'm doing it for the sake of Allah Ta'ala. Nobody knows except Allah. But the other thing is, you as an individual, you need to work on your soul to ensure that the soul display things for the sake of Allah, for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone. Because Allah said that, وَمَنْ كَانَ يَرْجُو لِقَاءَ رَبِّهِ. Whoever intends to meet Allah, to have his reward before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, فَلْيَعْمَلْ عَمَلًا صَالِحًا. Let such a person engage in righteous deed. وَلَا يُشْرِكْ بِعِبَادَةِ رَبِّهِ أَحَدًا. It should never associate partner with Allah in any ramification. That is why it is very important at this point that we take a keen caution on associating partner with Allah, because the mindset, intentional shirk, we have what we call intentional shirk. You might have intention, and this intention can channel you to, engaging yourself in shirk. They call it shirkul mahabba. You spend money, but the money you spend, you don't spend for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You do it for show off. Rasulullah said that on the day of judgment. He said 3 people will come to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment with righteous deed, full scale of righteous deed. But this set of people, their deeds qualify them to be an image of paradise. Their deeds qualify them to be people that will be at the right side of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But this set of people, because of the fact that they have failed in terms of intention, they have failed in terms of spiritual fortification for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, all their deeds are null and void. They said the first one of them is a knowledgeable person, a scholar. He will come before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with righteous deed, and he will stand before Allah on the day of judgment. He say, "Oh Allah, I have come with my deed. I have come with righteous deed. I want to hand my reward." Allah said, "Kadhabta, you are a full liar. You are a liar." When you are on the head surface, your intention is you spend money, but this money you spend it only to attract people's attention. You spend it for people to applaud you, and you'll be applauded. Angels drag him to hellfire. Look at the intention. He failed. And we can see from the history of the Sahaba, Umar radiallahu anhu, when he was about on the battlefield, when he was about to slaughter, to slay a kafir, and the kafir spat on him, what did he do? He withdrew his sword. He refused to kill the kafir, and the kafir was amazed. He said, "Why didn't you kill me?" He said, "Because I want to renew my intention. I want to renew my intention. I want to kill you for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala." That is so essential. And the second one is a rich man, financially fulfilled man. If you come before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I say, "Allah, I have spent my money, I have spent all I possess for your sake. I build mosques, I send people on scholarship, I send people to high, I spend this and that." And I say, "Kadhabta, you are a bloody liar. You are a bloody liar. When you're on head surface, you spend the money truly, not for my sake. You spend the money only to hand people's applaud. And you've been applauded. People have praised you. Today, no reward for you. No reward for you." That is why it's so essential. You must nurture the right intention for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the last one is a striving Muslim. A Muslim that is striving. He doesn't have money, he doesn't have knowledge, but he's striving. He has all the strength to work for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but he's doing all of this not for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Just imagine somebody who is keeping, he happens to be a janitor in the mosque. He's cleaning the mosque every day, cleaning the mosque, tidying the mosque. And there was a time, there was a slot to send somebody to Hajj. And when this slot came out, it was not taken. Somebody else was chosen, and this somebody else was sent to Hajj. He refused to come to mosque to clean the mosque again. And people went to him, "Why? Why did you refuse to come to tidy the mosque?" He said, "I've been cleaning the mosque for the past 15 years. And I was not sent to Hajj. Somebody else was replaced with me." Look at it. Look at the intention. So he has been working for the mosque, cleaning the mosque for over 20 years with the intention to be sent to Hajj, to be given Hajj slots. He's not getting it right. So therefore, as Muslims, the way to know your status before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we mentioned the first one. We said with knowledge, the taqwa. The second we've mentioned as well is soul purification. The third one is knowledge. If you want to know your status before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you must have the knowledge, the required knowledge to do this. Because knowledge is so essential. That is why Allah said that, يَرِفَعِ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا مِنْكُمْ. Allah said that Allah has raised, elevate the believers among you. وَالَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْعِلْمَ دَرَجَاتٍ. But those that are knowledgeable, Allah said we give them elevation in manifolds. Their own elevation is a manifold. So if you have the knowledge, fantastic. You are going to be in the forefront. Because everything we possess in life, if you have mansion, you have cars, you have fleet of cars, you have houses, you have children, Allah said, "Ma indakum yanfadu." Everything we hand. Wa ma indallahi baqi. What it remains with Allah will remain forever. And one of the things that makes knowledge outstanding. Allah say that knowledge is light. Knowledge is Allah turn all the knowledge, no matter how big your knowledge is, Allah will just change it to a light. It's converted to a light and it's thrown into your chest. That is why the knowledgeable one, Allah has given them this priority. Shahid Allah and no la ilaha illahu. Allah say, I bear witness. Allah bear witness. There's no one except Him. Wa ul ilmi, and the knowledgeable one. The knowledgeable one are also among those who Allah has regarded. So there's no how you want to do your religion, you want to be closer to Allah, if you happens to be ignoramus. You don't have knowledge. You are so far behind in terms of Islamic knowledge, because knowledge is very wide. Knowledge is wide. If you're a mathematician, you are also knowledgeable. If you're a chemist, if you are engineer, if you are accountant, everything is knowledge. But what I'm talking about is Islamization of your knowledge. No matter knowledge you possess, you must Islamize it. You must make that knowledge a godly knowledge. That's what will give you edge above every other cohorts. Knowledge is so essential, so powerful. That is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala never asks Prophet Muhammad to ask for anything, but He asks him to have knowledge, to have for increase in knowledge. Say, Wakulu Rabbi Zidni Ilma. Say, Wakulu, say, oh Allah, increase me in knowledge. Oh Allah, increase me in knowledge. So as Muslim, your status before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you have knowledge, the knowledge will help you to make you to grow, to make you to, be in the corridor of the influentials. And you never have a setback. And the last but not the least, for today, if you want to know your status before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is ikhlas. Ikhlas, your ikhlas. So what do I mean ikhlas? Your sincerity. How sincere are you as a Muslim? How sincere are you? Sincerity, ikhlas. Sincerity in every forms of action, every forms of deed you are engaging in is so genuine. And that is why there should be a kind of balance between your hidden and your manifest, your hidden and your open. Some of us, when we are in open place, when we are in manifest, when we are in the public arena, we do our Islam with seriousness. But when you are alone, when you're in privacy, so your private life and your public life should correlate. There should be a mutual balance between the two. Don't be the type that when you are in an open place, you are godly, but when you are in private, you are something else. Our predecessors, the best Muslims of those days, they are hidden. Their private life is better than their open life. But today, we see Muslims outside, is open life, is public life, is very best than his private life. Allah said that in the living yakhshawna rabbahum bil ghaibi, those that are conscious of Allah in privacy, in secrecy, lahum maghfiratun wa ajrun kabir. They are the best. They have the best reward. How is your private life is? Are you the type that you are always run away from the eyes of people? When you don't want people to see you when you're engaging in evil's acts, but you've forgotten that Allah is there, watching you always. You cannot escape from Him. And that is why it is so essential and so germane that as a Muslim, what you prioritize is your private life. Keep it, hide it. If you are doing any good, protect those good. Don't allow it to be corrupted with insincerity. Don't allow it to be corrupted with also show off, because show off will destroy your deeds. Allah said that mukhlisina lahudina. Mukhlisina lahudina, to purify, to sanctify your deeds. Lahu, for Allah alone. Mukhlisina. But today, is that the way we engage in our action? We associate partner with Allah in our deeds. And this is called shirku al-khafif. Shirku al-khafif, that means hidden shirk. It's hidden. For example, as a Muslim, you are in the mosque, you are reciting Quran. You are only reciting Quran inside the mosque alone. And you know you are reading it with a cool melody. Okay, somebody just dash into the mosque. 1, 2, 3 person just come into the mosque. If you are not very careful and you don't control your mindset and dedicate that deed to Allah alone, you will get to know you get to see that you have to change your body language. Your countenance will change. You start raising your voice. You start making it, attractive. And once you're making it attractive, it's like you are worshiping those people. It's like you are telling them, I'm here, watch me, see me. And Allah is such an act. Allah says, وَمَنْ كَانَ يَرْجُو لِقَاءَ رَبِّهِ, whoever want to meet Allah and have his reward with his right hand, فَلِيَعْمَلْ عَمَلًا صَالِحًا, let him or her engage in righteous deeds. وَلَا يُشْرِكْ بِعِبَادَةِ رَبِّهِ أَحَدًا, he should never associate partner with Allah in all ramifications. That's what Prophet Muhammad said that. He said, shirkul khafif. He said this hidden shirk. He said it's just like a black ant on a black rock in a black night that you will never notice. Shaitan will use that opportunity to penetrate you and change your mindset from serving Allah to serving human being like you. Meanwhile, your deeds will be null and void. Your deeds will be null and void when you're serving a human being. So this is just the little we want to share with you today about knowing your status before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because if you know your status, that's why Allah said that in the judgment, Allah will call every person with, not with our name, with our soul. He said, Ya ayyatu wa nafusul mutma'inna. Oh, a resounding soul. Oh, a sincere soul. Irji'i ila rabbiki radiyatan. Return back to your God. Radiyatan, as being pleased with. Muridiyan. And also accepting the pleasure from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Fadkhuli fi ibadi, enter the paradise with my servant. Wadkhuli jannati, come into my paradise. So it's so essential for you and I to always have the conscience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to always measure, to estimate our status before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so that we don't lose all our righteous deeds here before the life to come. وَقُلِ قَوْلِ هَذَا أَسْتَغْفِرُ لَكُمْ فَالسَّلَامُ عَلَيْكُمْ وَرَحْمَةُ اللَّهِ وَبَرَكَاتُهُ. Thank you for watching. You can subscribe, hit the button for subsequent discussion that we can really share to also benefit others. Is so open to every one of us. If you have any question, you can send it via the comment section. Inshallah, it's going to be addressed. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.